Okay, well, anyway, we have patch notes from iron paper mache. So yesterday, I said that it looked like they were going to change the stats on the items that people had already accumulated, and that was completely wrong. Mainly because I didn't think that they were gonna pull what they're doing right now, but they are. So they took the servers down. The servers are back up now, I think, right? Yep, servers are back up. 50% AP boost for most actions in HR until the end of the adventure rank season. So people are getting bonus AP so that they can try and finish out their grind to demigod if there's anybody left that's doing that. The end date for the current adventure rank season has been revealed. The rewards have been revealed. The end date for the current arena test 4 season has been revealed. Starting from June 13th, the arena will be active every day until the end of the current season. So we can fire up Darka and see what the items are, just for the sake of our own knowledge. All right. Okay, EA Season 6. So we have the Sea Walker. So it's an underwater, it's a water zombie, is the Pathfinder reward. So it looks like they're making everything like water map themed. Voyager Seafarer's Feast. So there's a bunch of fish on skewers over the top of a campfire, looks like. There's a telescope. It looks like a resting emote. It says seated with a spyglass on the lookout for treasure threats and new horizons. And then there is a Black Despair banner. Banner that bears the might of the Black Despair. This ruthless crew does not hide their brutality. They flaunt it, feeding on the fear of others. In the wake remain only blazing fire, shattered wreckage, and this banner. So I'm going to assume that is an emote of some kind where you're like holding up a banner and maybe like, I don't know, it sounds like there's a bunch of ghosts or something that might show up behind you or whatever. Like a little ghost crew or something. I mean, if that's true, that's going to be a pretty badass emote. That might be the coolest demigod reward we've had so far. If that ends up being a halfway decent emote. So that could be cool. It looks like this is just one big teaser for the underwater map. So, all right, well, interesting, whatever. But patch notes wise, we are announcing EA Season 6 semi-wipe scheduled for June 26th. So in 16 days, the rank leaderboard will conclude on June 23rd for adventure rank. So 3 days before. So we have 23 days. People have 23 days to finish up their adventure rank push. Semi-wipe will introduce several large changes we plan to polish as we lead up to launch of EA Season 7 scheduled for late August. These upcoming changes include major changes to item design and the consolidation of matching pools. So we know that they're modifying all the gear and they're pushing the wipe back 6 weeks. It was supposed to wipe in a month, but instead of that, they're making it late August, which means that it's going to be at least 6 weeks out, like additional. So it's not just a month extra, it's almost 2 months extra. All current items and gold will be removed during the semi-wipe due to the introduction of the new items. And this is where I was wrong, because I thought that they were just going to jockey stats, but instead they are deleting the inventory of the entire game. So all game inventory is going bye-bye. We'll be resetting all Triumph levels so everyone will have the opportunity to earn more Bluestones until the launch of EA Season 7. So I guess as a sort of kind of okay, they're letting everybody earn another handful of Bluestone shards. So I get for people that wanted to be able to earn more Bluestones so they could get more cosmetic shit. I suppose this is better than nothing, but even still, I mean, the way that they're progressing through their development, I don't know if that's going to be enough to bring people back. Character levels, quest progress, merchant affinity, unlock stashes, religion progress, karma, and reward tokens will not be reset during the semi-wipe. So if I roll a brand new character and I level them to 100 and I end up having a bunch of token rolls, or if I've got 5 characters that have a bunch of token rolls, I'm going to assume that the rolls that are waiting in queue aren't going to get wiped, which means that if anybody ended up having token rolls, they could just hit the button a bunch of times and then have a bunch of potentially good gear compared to everyone else. But all previously purchased DLC season packs remain valid until the start of EA Season 7. The adventure rank leaderboard will conclude on June 23rd as well. Oh wait, no, I saw that. Remain closed until EA Season 7. To assist players in making the final push up the rank, we decided to give an AP boost. We've also decided to keep arenas open from June 13th until June 23rd, including weekdays. The semi-wipe will introduce a new arena rank season that should feel fairer due to the new items. We thank you for your patience and continued support. So, from a pure dev, like, testing perspective, this is one of those things where it's like, you have a huge test bed of players, and you're trying to hone in the way that the itemization of the game is supposed to be, or how you want it to be balanced. So, in order order to get that data as fast as humanly possible, you want to have as many testers as possible, so you throw that in front of all the gamers. Okay, fine. The issue is that they've, and I've said this before, they put the cart in front of the horse. So you've already got a game that's been in quote-unquote early access for over a year. You had multiple playtest rounds before that, where the itemization and the balance of all of the gear and stuff that you're trying to achieve has been modified 15 times in the last couple of years. You know, we went from having plus damage and tons of plus all stats and crazy damage scaling to having that like whittled away, and then the stats played with up and down like here and there. And then we had no stats on the gear, and that didn't feel good either, because then there was no sense of achievement. So it's like, and then and we've had what, 3 or 4 complete revamps of the stats in the itemization systems in this game, and party sizes, and trying queue rotations, and having a lot of queues, and then having no queues, and having gear score, and then not having gear score. I mean, they've tried, it feels like they've tried everything. And each time that they try something new, where they try some like large swathing change, people leave. I think that the player base of the game has just gotten tired of it, you know? I think people have just gotten tired of all the constant changes. Like, I can say this, for what player base remains, for the people that are still around, if this one is not an out and out like just knockout banger of a patch, like if this itemization is fucked, it's bad enough that they're deleting everybody's inventory because people like played their asses off to try and like put together, you know, like the normal average player, they play their asses off for the entire season to put together like a crazy like going out in a blaze of glory set or 2 or 3, play their ass off for the last like week, few days, whatever, for the wipe, like throw it all in and see what happens, and then they end up, you know, they win, lose, whatever, they get clapped, the gear disappears, all right, cool, like I farmed my ass off, and that was like my like swan song moment. And now like they're being given 10 days to do that early in hopes that like there would be something to show for it, like, all right, well, I played through the season, and now like there's new content, everybody starts over, right? But now instead of there being new content, it's just like, nope, we're just gonna reset everybody's items, and you guys got to go back and farm all of your items over again to test these balance changes that we're making, instead of just letting people like just test with the items that they've got, right? Because if the point is you're trying to test like itemization and balance as it compares to everybody else, why wouldn't you just do that with like existing gear? You're still going to get the same amount of data, right? Like the sweats are going to get into the game even if you wipe all the gear in gold. Like the sweats are getting into the game, they're going to farm all the stuff up, they're gonna play their asses off, people will be geared to the teeth inside of like 2 days, and the people that play like more casual hours aren't going to do that. And you have less of those players now anyway because they've been jockeyed around so much. I just don't know like what deleting all the inventory does other than make people have to grind again. It just feels weird to me. Like why make them grind over again? Why not just modify the existing gear with whatever stats you're going to modify it to and have people test that? It just, I don't know, man. I don't know. And on top of that, like you're charging people like season passes and stuff for content that in part gets removed, and none of this just doesn't make sense. I feel like they've made so many missteps, and I don't even like, and I'm being honest, like I don't even think this is malicious. I think it's just like they get like confused, like they don't know what they're doing. That's how it feels. It feels like they don't know what they're doing. Like they're kind of flying by night, and they don't have a strong sense of how things should go, so they're just like trying stuff. And it's like, you know, I feel like they had a board meeting. They went like, all right, well, we need to get an influx of cash. How do we do that? And then they just like figured out a way to throw like a monetization scheme at the player base, instead of like really thinking through how you could incentivize people to like either want whatever it is that they're selling or not mind that it's being monetized the way it is because the game is that good. It just feels strange to me. But anyway, enough soapboxing. So that's the patch. And I guess yeah, maybe they'll get the data that they need, and maybe they can turn it around. I don't know, but we'll see.